I'm Phil, Phil Kostic. I'm 23 years old. I am a Serbian American. I went to first grade in Serbia, and then when I came here, I went to first grade again because of the year difference. We started school earlier over there, I think. Um, I remember, or I don't remember. I know this from my mom telling me the first experience I had with like an American kid at the park. I was just speaking Serbian to them because I didn't know otherwise, and I asked them what their name was in Serbian, and they said what, so I called them what the entire time, and they were just, and it was okay, like I didn't give a shit, it was fine. Um, but there was weird things that always came up, like in food, for instance, like when my friends would come over for food, it always smelled like Serbian food, which is sometimes like an off-putting thing. I do remember moments growing up, particularly when I started middle school, and then like from middle school on, for like a loss of identity. I was going back and forth a lot, so every summer I would spend in Serbia for like 3 months, and I identified certainly with things here, because when I would go back to Serbia, I wouldn't feel like I was from there either. Gays don't have a very good time in Serbia, like they get killed for gay pride, so it's like a tough thing to be like, yeah, I'm Serbian, except for those things, which is like everything that I don't like, you know. Whereas in LA, like because of the diversity, I think largely to do with diversity, we're forced, even if you're not someone that has the ideology of progressive thinking or like acceptance, you're forced into a space that has that, and when you don't have that, you're ostracized in the way that like all those hateful cultures ostracize the people they hate. So like the hate has been turned around onto the people that are like not progressive, which is a funny thing. I think there's a better way around it. I don't think that's an LA specific thing either. I think it's just like a global thing. Growing up, I identified with like the pop punk scene in music, and I don't think that's like any one culture. It's like a lot of different diverse people coming together over one kind of genre of music. Skating was like the punk rock thing, sort of. So not really, it was like the punk rock image. So anybody that wanted to rebel did that, which was like everybody. So that's where like all of the communities came together. So like you could be a Spanish immigrant or like Mexican immigrant or a Korean guy. Like, it didn't really matter. Here, LA culture was like a lot more open to me when I was able to drive to places, and it became like everything and some. It was like an amalgamation. It was like a collage of culture almost. It didn't feel appropriated either. You have the ability to like go to almost like a Disneyland of like a concentration of this place, of this, without having to travel across the world. And it's like going to Cape Town is not going to Korea. I completely understand that. But there's something really beautiful about being able to go there and then being able to go to like the best Serbian restaurant in LA that like compares to Serbian restaurants in Serbia. You know, you can't be bored in LA. There's like way too many things to figure out to do. You know, as simple as like we have a beach, we have a mountain, and we have like a city in between, and that's like pretty specific that way. You know, the place you're from and the place you're at doesn't define you, and it's okay to like not know where you belong. It's not many people do, even when they're from the place that they're at. You know, because it's never going to be something that you're sure about, and that's completely okay. So yeah, it was, your culture doesn't define you unless you want it to, nor does your history of where you're from. And the history of the place you're from and the baggage that it carries does not define the person you are either.